Have you ever replayed the same conversation over and over in your mind, imagining what you should have said? Or spent hours worrying about something that hasn't even happened yet? Most people believe overthinking helps them prepare for life. The Stoics believed the opposite, that it quietly steals your peace, your confidence, and your time. In the next few minutes, you'll discover a simple mindset practiced nearly 2,000 years ago that can help you calm your mind almost immediately, and it might change the way you think forever. Imagine holding a glass of water. At first, it feels light, but if you keep holding it for hours, it becomes painful. The weight hasn't changed, only the amount of time you've carried it. Overthinking works the same way. A single thought is harmless, but when your mind refuses to let it go, that thought becomes a burden. The problem isn't always what happened, it's how long we keep carrying it. Nearly 2,000 years ago, the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius faced wars, political betrayal, disease, and constant uncertainty. Yet, in his private journal, later published as Meditations, he repeatedly reminded himself that suffering often comes not from events themselves, but from the judgments we attach to them. His insight wasn't about ignoring reality. It was about refusing to give unnecessary power to thoughts that only create more suffering. Think about your own life. How many worries from last month actually happened? How many sleepless nights changed the outcome of anything? Our minds are remarkable problem-solving machines, but they weren't designed to solve imaginary futures all day long. Modern psychology describes something similar through rumination, when the brain repeatedly circles the same thoughts without reaching a solution. Instead of creating clarity, it traps us in a loop of stress and emotional exhaustion. The Stoics recognized this pattern centuries before the term existed, even though they explained it through philosophy rather than science. Epictetus offered one of Stoicism's most practical ideas. He taught that some things are within our control, while others are not. Our choices, attitudes, and actions belong to us. Other people's opinions, unexpected events, and the future do not. Yet overthinking usually begins the moment we try to control what has never been ours to control. Imagine sending an important email. Once you've written it carefully and clicked send, what happens next depends on someone else. You can refresh your inbox every 5 minutes. You can imagine every possible response. You can lose sleep wondering if you made a mistake. None of those thoughts change reality. The only thing they change is your peace of mind. Here's a simple exercise inspired by Stoic practice. The next time you catch yourself spiraling into endless thoughts, pause and ask one question. Is this within my control? If the answer is yes, identify the very next action you can take and do it. If the answer is no, remind yourself that no amount of worrying can improve the outcome. This small pause interrupts the cycle of rumination and gently returns your attention to the present moment. Seneca warned that we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Notice that he didn't say we never suffer. Life brings genuine hardship. But our imagination has a habit of multiplying pain long before reality arrives. A difficult conversation becomes a disaster that hasn't happened. A small mistake becomes the end of a career. A delayed message becomes proof that someone no longer cares. The mind fills in gaps with stories, and those stories often hurt us more than the truth ever could. Picture two people caught in the same rainstorm. One spends the entire walk home complaining about the weather, imagining the rest of the day is ruined. The other simply opens an umbrella and keeps walking. They experience the same storm, but not the same suffering. The difference wasn't the rain, it was their response. Stoicism teaches that while we cannot always choose our circumstances, we can choose the attitude we bring to them. This doesn't mean becoming emotionless. The Stoics never encouraged suppressing emotions. Instead, they practiced observing them without immediately believing every thought that accompanied them. In many ways, this resembles modern approaches that encourage noticing thoughts without automatically reacting to them. The goal isn't to stop thinking, it's to stop letting every thought become your master. So the next time your mind starts racing, remember the glass of water. Remember Marcus Aurelius writing by candlelight after long days of leading an empire. Remember Epictetus reminding us that peace begins by recognizing what is truly ours to control. And remember Seneca's warning that imagination often creates more suffering than reality ever will. Overthinking doesn't disappear because life becomes easier. It fades when you stop feeding every anxious thought with your attention. The more you practice returning to what you can control, the calmer your mind becomes, not overnight, but one decision at a time. The Stoics believed that a peaceful mind isn't something you find, it's something you build, moment by moment, choice by choice. If this perspective gave you a new way to think about overthinking, consider subscribing to Stoic Compass. Together, we'll continue exploring timeless wisdom that helps us navigate modern life with greater clarity, resilience, and peace.